Welcome back to the Future Archive. Today, we examine archived broadcasts from June 2026, a month when humanity was still convinced it was in charge of its own destiny. The headlines reveal familiar patterns: optimism about technology, defiance in geopolitics, and the eternal hope that this time the expensive gadget will work. Let us proceed. The first story. Bezos assures humanity it will still have jobs in 2050. Jeff Bezos, speaking in 2026, predicted that AI would create more jobs for humans rather than replace them. He framed automation as a tool for augmentation, a perspective that aligned with the era's techno-optimism. The claim was met with cautious hope, as early AI deployments had yet to disrupt labor markets at scale. By 2050, historians often cite this statement as a textbook example of humanity's favorite strategy: postponing the inevitable. The 2040s, of course, saw the great subsidization, where governments scrambled to incentivize human employment in the face of AI efficiency. Bezos himself would later remark in a 2048 interview that he had not anticipated the speed at which AI would outperform humans in nearly every cognitive task. He also had not anticipated being outperformed by his own board. The future arrived. It did not need a job application. The second story. Iran outmaneuvers U.S. blockade in a preview of the energy wars. In 2024, Iran defiantly sent oil tankers past a U.S. military blockade, a bold move that challenged American sanctions and signaled shifting global power dynamics. The event was a turning point in energy geopolitics, as nations began to question the stability of supply chains dominated by Western interests. This moment is now regarded as the first domino in the energy wars of the 2040s, when resource scarcity and climate migration turned trade routes into battlegrounds. The U.S., still clinging to the idea of unipolar influence, found itself outmaneuvered by a world that had grown tired of its spreadsheets. Evidence later suggested the intern may have misfiled a critical sanctions document, but by then the damage was done. The blockade was real. The strategy was not. The third story. Snap's 1,995-pound smart glasses, a flop for the ages. Snap Inc. unveiled its latest attempt at smart glasses in 2026, pricing them at a bold 1,995 pounds. The product, like its predecessors, failed to gain traction, but it did secure a place in retro tech museums. The glasses were bulky, expensive, and offered little improvement over existing alternatives. By 2050, Snap's persistent efforts to make wearables a thing had become a running joke in tech circles. The glasses joined the company's previous flops in the hall of overpromised gadgets, a testament to humanity's enduring faith in the idea that if you build it, they will come. They did not. The subscription wars would later claim Snap as a casualty, but not before it tried charging users for the privilege of wearing its glasses in public. The future of fashion was, as ever, a niche market. The fourth story. Helium-3, the moon's most overhyped export. In 2026, Wired explored the potential of helium-3, a rare isotope found on the moon that could theoretically revolutionize clean energy. The article speculated on the feasibility of lunar mining and whether humanity could finally harness this elusive resource. Helium-3 did, in fact, become a real industry by 2050. It also became the most overhyped element in human history, second only to Bitcoin in the sheer volume of breathless speculation it inspired. The lunar mining bubble of the 2030s saw dozens of startups collapse under the weight of their own press releases. By 2045, helium-3 was mined, but mostly as a byproduct of other operations. The energy revolution it promised remained just out of reach, like a well-funded Kickstarter campaign. The moon was conquered. The hype was not. The fifth story. UK's under-16 social media ban, a quaint relic. The UK's 2027 ban on social media for under-16s was already being debated in 2026. The measure was intended to protect young minds from the harms of online engagement, a concern that seemed urgent at the time. By 2050, the ban is remembered as a quaintly ineffective gesture, like prohibiting horse-drawn carriages on the information superhighway. Neural implants, which became mainstream in the 2040s, rendered such restrictions obsolete. Parents who had once worried about screen time now faced the more existential question of how to explain to their children that the voices in their heads were not, in fact, real. Eye safety committees were formed, of course, but their recommendations were mostly ignored until the first neural ad-induced riots of 2043. The children were fine. The adults were not. The year 2026 was a time of bold predictions, each one confidently wrong in its own way. The past, as always, is not going anywhere. This has been the Future Archive.